Alrighty guys, how's you going today? So, it's cold here. Sunny, but it's cold. It's, well, more windier than anything else. It would be actually be a little warmer out if it wasn't freaking minus 20 winds, you know. But it's nice enough though that I'm wearing the hat. I'm not wearing my winter hat, so it's nice enough for that. Supposed to get up to 40. Yesterday I got up to 41. Today I think it's supposed to get up to 39, 40. But with the wind, I don't think it's going to. But you know, whatever. So it's sunny out, so the sun is nice to have. I actually turned the heater off in my room, and I opened my curtains. So actually, the sun is actually heating my room, which is actually pretty cool. So it'll save me some money there. So, because the sun is just so powerful when it's out like that, it's just boom, you know, just heats everything up. So my room's kind of, it's not warm, but you know, it's not like minus 20. You know, it's definitely, you could stay in it, obviously. So, but yeah. So as you can see, I shaved last night, and I also gave myself a haircut, an actual haircut. I just didn't trim it. I actually just kind of cut it, as you can probably kind of tell. I don't think it's perfect, but it's definitely a lot better than it was before. So, I think I wanted a little bit shorter than that, so I'm going to try it shorter next time, but I should at least get 2 or 3 months out of this now. So, it was kind of tricky. I just kind of gave her, you know. But, I feel a lot better having shorter hair than I do longer hair. Longer hair is nice, you know, in the wintertime, but, you know, I just don't feel comfortable in it. I don't like it. I don't like hair in my ears and in my eyes, and you know, maybe some people do, but not me. You know, it's just annoying for me. So, but yeah, I picked up a couple things here at the hardware, and just a couple things. I didn't need nothing fancy. So, but they changed some stuff here. I'm going to show you the first thing. Well, this is the old thing. This is the old bottle of stabilizer. Okay. Let's see, this stuff's going to be going bad, and this stuff's bad now. Maybe you can read my crappy writing. When I bought this bottle, I bought it on 11/09/14, yeah. So I bought it on the 11th month, the 9th of the day, and in the year, which was 2014. And this stuff's only good for about 2 years once you crack the bottle. So this is the old bottle, and you can see there's probably about an ounce left, but this stuff's gone bad. I suppose it would probably last a little bit longer than that, but I don't, as you can see, I don't have enough here for the John Deere. I believe it was Crazy JD Kid that said I needed about 2 ounces for the John Deere, and I haven't even done the John Deere. I'm going to do it, but I don't know when. But this here is probably not any good. So this is my old bottle. I kind of forgot that there was enough in here for the John Deere, but I forgot, and I put some in the Ion. So now I don't have enough for the tractor. So I'm just going to throw this bottle away because I picked up a brand new one. Now I want you to read this. If you can read that, if it'll focus, it says keeps fuel fresh up to 12 months. To the left there, see that? Up to 12 months. And it's got kind of a short, skinny neck on it, you know, which is okay. Okay, well that bottle is no longer usable. I picked up a new one. Look at, they made the damn necks on this, I'm pretty damn sure, a lot longer than that. Let's see here. Yeah, it's about half an inch to an inch longer. So they made a longer neck in it. And check this out. Now it'll hold gas, I believe, up to 24 months. So 2 years. It'll keep gas fresh for 2 years, when I think it was only about a year for this. So, but to be honest with you, I don't even hold fuel that long. it's just for the winter months, which is probably only like 3-4 months, and that's it. You know, then it's back to being spring again, and I'm back to mowing. So um, they did have smaller bottles. I guess I could have gotten a smaller bottle, but I usually do everything pretty much, so a big bottle comes in handy. And if I waste it, whatever. I mean, this stuff's cheap, so I'm not going to cry over it. I still got to put the date and stuff on here when I open it. So, but now they made it even longer, 24 months, which I don't need it to be 24 months. I just need it to be 12 months. Not even that. I just need it for like 5 months, and that's it. Because, you know, 3 months of sitting, you know, for the John Deere and the tiller. So then after that, it's right back to into work mode again. But they changed it a little bit. It's got a longer neck on it, which I like. The fuel will last a little bit longer, I guess. That's okay with me, even though I don't need it that long, but I'm sure some people do. So, but it's nice that they give you that option now. So, but it's the same brand, as you can tell. It's the same brand. So, I think there's different kinds out there, but I think this is the most famous one. And I've never noticed my fuel. My fuel's never gone bad on me. So that's the new bottle of stabilizer I got to put in the John Deere. I only need about 2 ounces of that. This here. It's about an ounce left. I'm just going to chuck that in the garbage. I'll dump that liquid shit out, and then I'll probably just dump it on the yard or something, and then throw it away. And then I picked up another 100-foot roll of 16 gauge wire. So I have 200 feet of this now, which probably won't be enough, but it's the same thing. 16 gauge. Like stainless steel kind of like wire or whatever. This is a 100-foot roll. So that's really all this is all I picked up. This is all I needed. There's just those 2 things, and then I'm gonna chuck in the garbage, and then yeah, that's all I needed, boys. So there will be a cold start video on the John Deere because I have to put the stabilizer in. I did gas it up. I gassed it up a couple days ago. It only needed probably like a couple of gallons and it was full. So I did that. I did Big Red, and then I resetted his. He's got 2 trip meters on there. Most cars have them. The Ion's got it too. It's got 2 trip meters, and I use one for every time I gas it up. So I know how many miles I can go on a full tank, which is usually right around 30 miles I can go on a full tank, depending on how much you drive it. And the other one is for oil changes. Now, I had changed Big Red's oil in July, if you guys remember. I didn't do a video on it, but I told you guys about it. For you newer subscribers, you won't know what I'm talking about. But I changed Big Red, the ATV's oil, in July. And since then, I put on just a little over 250 miles on him, on that fresh oil change. So that's quite a bit. But it's not going to get another oil change now until next July, which would be 2016, I guess. So, you know, but I'm not driving it as much now either. So I'm not going to really be ranking on miles much this winter because I don't go very far in the wintertime. I don't even leave my driveway in the wintertime. I usually just plow my driveway and I plow my yard. You know, I'm not putting on miles like I do in the summertime. Summertime, yeah, I'm putting on at least, well, from what the trip meter says, I'm putting on over 200 miles. So, and that was from July till now. But when you got to follow your friends around and they're picking up hay bales and stuff, you know, I'm there, you know, to give them a ride or something, you know, yeah. Normally when it's just me and the old timer, I do a lot more driving. That way, but since the other guy was here, it went a little quicker, and we were done in like 2 days. Compared to when it was just him and me, it took us a good week, you know, so, there goes my phone, but yeah, so, yeah, and I had to order, me and Mom, we ordered a little something for the baby, for my sister's baby. Don't remember what the hell it was, but it was it wasn't expensive, it was cheap, but, you know, there's really no point of buying a baby like $100 something, you know, and they grow out of it so quick, you know, so, for a baby, they don't really need expensive toys, you know, just a little something here and there, and it's gonna be the baby's first Christmas, so I do want to get it something at least and stuff. So then I had to get I had to order some stuff from my grandma and my uncle. I usually just buy them something that they'll eat. I used to buy my grandma like collectibles and you know and for a while there she was into puzzles. She did a lot of puzzling, so but she's not doing that anymore. But her fingers don't work that well anymore, so she can't do that anymore. But I was still buying her things like that, like collectible things, and I figured, well, what's the point? Because some of that stuff I don't even see up anymore. I buy her stuff and then it sits out for about a year and then it's gone, right? So, I figured, what's the point? Because you're gonna get something again next year anyway. So I figured, well, maybe I'll just buy them something that they like to eat. Well, my grandma's a big chocolate fan. She likes chocolate. Well, I like my chocolate too, but I got her chocolate last year, so I think this year I'm going to get her some popcorn. So I'm going to order that off QVC. I could have gotten stuff at the hardware too, but I don't know about that stuff. I bought stuff from them before at the hardwares and stuff. And that's good stuff, but no, I like to try different kinds and different companies and stuff, So, and they were having a good deal there anyway in QVC on popcorn, so I figured to hell with it. So I got some for myself, and then I got some for my grandma. And then, well, I think there's enough in there too that I'm going to probably split it with everyone. So, and my sister. So, it depends. I don't really know what's going on yet with that. So, and yeah. And I'm going to get 1 can of gas this month because I'm not burning through gas like crazy. There's like no snow out there. There's like a little bit. So it might be that year where we don't even get snow. I don't know. It's good for me because I don't have to. I don't have to plow the crap. But it might be bad for the farmers because it might be a drought. Since there's no snow covering the fields, it's not going to hold in moisture, and the snow's not going to melt on the fields and put moisture into the fields. The fields are just going to go instantly dry once it starts to warm up. So it could be an issue with the farmers. I kind of do hope that maybe, at least January, we should at least get a couple inches of snow. I think we kind of do need it, at least for the farmers anyway. I don't want it, but the farmers might need it. So, because I think that happened a couple years ago too. We didn't get much for snow. I don't remember, but my mom does, and she says it was about the same like this, last year, a couple years ago, and the farmer said it was going to be a drought year, and I think it was a drought that year. It wasn't like California drought, but we didn't get rain for at least a month, And last year we got a lot of rain, so this year might be a drought, boys. I don't know. Not going to be good for the lawn either, because my lawn will freaking die. Because I remember a couple years ago I had to water my lawn a lot because it was dying because we just weren't getting any rain. But this year I didn't have to water because we had gotten so much rain throughout the year that we simply didn't have to. I couldn't even mow my yard half the time either because it just kept raining so much. So pretty much, well, I almost had to cut it when it was wet, but there was a good couple days there where my lawn dried and I was able to cut it. So got to kind of work with Mother Nature, I guess. So yeah. And I have to order a couple things for the PS4. I got to order the mic, and then I'm going to order GTA 5. Get that out of the way. That's going to be spendy as fuck, but whatever. I don't have the PS4 yet, but I'm going to be working on that after. So it's hard to do anything right now because it's Christmas, and stuff. So whatever. Fuck it. Once January comes, it'll be a lot better. So. And next month, I'll have the washer guy paid off because we bought a brand new washer. When did we buy that? I don't remember when we bought that. I think we bought that in spring. I don't remember, but we're basically done paying for him. We just have one more month. I was gonna pay him this month, but I said, the fucking hell with it, because you know what, Christmas is the time that you spend money on your families. You don't owe your company fuck all. You can tell your companies to fucking suck it, because you know what, it's the time of the year when you're supposed to spend your money on your family members and hang out with your family members. So I said the fucking hell with him. I said, well, you know what, I only got to pay him one more month, so I figured, fuck it, I'll skip him. So I skipped a couple other bills too, because they don't seem to really care too much. So, well, it's mostly for my ambulance bills from over here in North Dakota. I'm paying them a little bit every month, and they don't seem to complain when I do miss. I don't miss 4 months in a row, but I will skip a month once in a while, depending on if it's a holiday or not. If it's not a holiday, then I'm not going to skip it. But it's Christmas, so Christmas is coming up, and I wanted to get something for the families, and so I did. Said the fucking hell with the bills, and well, those bills anyway, the cheap ones. The expensive ones, I'm still paying on those, of course, but kind of have to. Your family's more important than your fucking bills. So you fucking bill people can suck it. So yeah, that's what I did. But I can pay the washer guy off next month or in January, and we're done with that fucking guy. So yeah. Well, I'm going to wait until my grandma goes to the gas station, which there's, God, gas is so fucking cheap here. It's unreal. It's $1.99, and then where my bank's at, it was like $2.09. Geez, normally gas is a lot higher than that. It's like, holy fuck, and it sucks because I only need 1 can this month. I actually don't even have to get any gas because my 4-wheeler is full because I haven't been using it. So I burned a little bit of fuel, going back and forth to my grandma's the last couple of months. Because she's been cooking some pumpkin stuff because we have so many pumpkins from the harvest, and she's been making some cookies and stuff out of that, and I've been having to go over there and get it because she don't want to come out in the cold, and I'm not going to make her. So sometimes she will, sometimes she won't. Like today, she didn't really want to go anywhere, but whatever. So, but I think she wants to wait until she has to go because she had to order a new starter for the big tractor at the farm. The starter blew out in that, so, which is fantastic for this time of the fucking year. So I don't even know what's going on there half the time. They don't ever call me and tell me until, either until they need my help or just something, I don't know, but yeah, so she went to the gas station over here where we get our gas from. I guess he will order parts. So he didn't, of course. Well, he don't stock parts, those kind of parts anyway, because he's not a parts dealer. He's just he'll order the parts, But well, he called the guy. This gas station called the guy where my bank's at, the town, not the bank, but in the town. There's a company in there, and they had to turn around and order a starter all the way from New York City. So this fucking thing's coming from far, far away. But I think it should be here probably next week sometime. I'm thinking probably Monday or Tuesday, but because the starter blew out I think a couple days ago, and she's had time to order one. So I don't know. It'll probably be here next week sometime, but the guy here was thinking about maybe just getting a rebuild kit for them, because you can buy those kind of things, so you can just rebuild your old starters. But he says for the price that it would cost to rebuild it, you might as well turn around and go buy a new one. And to be honest with you, I didn't think that they made starters for that tractor. I mean, that tractor's a 1940s or 50s model tractor. I mean, you look up Farmall 400 and it'll probably tell you the year. But they're old. Those things are fucking old, and I didn't think you could find parts like that anymore. I knew that you could find rebuild kits, but I guess you can still find starters for them, and I guess stuff like that. So I think that's the first. No, it wouldn't be the first major thing we've had to buy for that. We've bought in a few tires, for the thing. We have 3 out of 4 are brand new. 1 is still used. or it's still original to the tractor. Well, probably not original, but it's been on there a while. So I think the one tire, he stabbed it and that blew out, and then the other one blew out because it had a crack in it. While it was weathered and wore out. So that was the rear. The rear one blew out, and then I think the front one, one of the front ones blew out because it was weathered and cracked and wore out. So he had them replaced. I think he's still got one more tire that needs to get replaced. Maybe there's one or two that at least need to be replaced. But no, because he bought. No, it just needs the one because he bought another new one for the rear later on. My uncle did or my grandma did, whatever, whoever fuck. So, but when it comes time to change tires, these guys will do it, because we don't do that kind of shit. We don't have the kind of tools to be removing tractor tires, and they're a cocksucker to deal with anyway. So, yeah. So we got a new starter coming for the tractor, and that should, hopefully that'll take care of it. I think the starter on that son of a bitch is original to that tractor. I don't think it's ever been replaced. Not that I know of. I mean, I've been alive for 24 years, and I've never ever known that it's had a replacement starter in it. So this might be the first for it. So yeah, so that'll be interesting. I guess he already took the old one out. He had to get the part number off it, so probably should hang on to the old one. Probably should have told my grandma that, because really you could just buy this, keep the old starter and then just buy a rebuild kit for them and rebuild it yourself, and then put it off to the side. And if you blow out the new one, then you can just stab on the old one that's been rebuilt, and you're back in business again. So, but my grandma said that hopefully nothing else will blow out on that damn thing, especially something major like a piston or a crankshaft or a rod. If you blow those fucking things, your tractor's done. Well, that's done on this car too. This car about had it, so because I think a connecting rod blew in this stupid thing. It still runs. It's just not running on that one cylinder. So, but the thing is, if it happened to the tractor would have to either just be parked and left, or Case IH would have to come and get it, and they would have, it would have to go to the Case IH dealer, and they would have to completely tear it apart, tear the block down, and rebuild it. Well, that gets expensive, having to rebuild their. You wouldn't have to rebuild the block, but you'd have to rebuild the pistons and everything to make sure, because the other ones could be scarred and damaged. So if you're gonna put one new one in, you might as well just put them all. Let's put all new connecting rods and stuff like that in it, instead of just the one. But then it might run a lot better too. That tractor does need a lot of work. It's doing a lot of misfiring, and it's probably not even running on a couple cylinders. But it runs okay in the summertime, but we don't use it a lot in the summertime. So in the wintertime we use it more, because we obviously use it to feed the cows and move a little bit of snow with it. So, but it blew out. Well, my uncle had to feed the cows, and he had it plugged in to warm it up. And then he turned the key and nothing. Checked the batteries, they were fine. Nothing. And I guess somehow he found out that the starter was done. So he had to take the pickup truck and pull a bale out there, which was not a very good idea either, because he almost got the truck stuck too. So, because the pickup doesn't have 4-wheel drive, and the tires on that damn thing are shit. I mean, they're baller than a bald guy, They're just completely bald. There's nothing to them. But they're expensive to replace, too. So, piece of shit truck. There's no point in putting money into the fucking thing anyway. It's useless. So, thing's got like 250 fucking thousand miles on it, if not more by now. It's probably got like 260,000 now. So, there's no point in sinking money into that damn thing anymore. Unless you wanted to rebuild it, but fuck. Instead of putting money into rebuilding it, you might as well just go buy a really good used one, So yeah, I had to pull the bale out with the pickup, which I'm surprised the damn thing could even do it. I think Big Red probably could do it. It's rated to pull 1,500-pound bales or loads, but These bales probably weigh more than 1,500 pounds. But I think if you got the pickup and the four-wheeler on there together, I think you could definitely pull a bale no problem. So, but he managed to do it with the pickup. He never called me for anything. So, but yeah. So, the new starter should be in for it pretty soon. That might be another reason why too why this son of a bitch never starts very well. I think that starter's been done for a while. It just finally. Because it seems like when that tractor would start, even in the summertime, it was so slow on firing. It was like it was under a load when you were trying to start it. I don't know if that's just the way they are. Because this is not your ordinary, like, Farmall 400. I mean, this is... The Farmall 400s, I know if they run like a normal tractor would. This tractor runs like a Johnny Popper, you know. So they got kind of like a little pop, 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 pop noise to it, right? You know, that's what that's what their old John Deere tractor sounded like. Well, that's what this thing sounds like, but louder. Now, it's louder too because it doesn't have a muffler on it. You know, we're running it's just completely straight pipe. You know, well, it has no pipe on it. It just pops right out of the hood and that's it. Because we took the original muffler off because it wouldn't fit in the garage with it on, so we had to run it without. So, but now since it sat for so many years, it got rotted and cracked and can't use the muffler anymore. So. Well, Uncle just found another piece of straight pipe and he just slips it on over the exhaust pipe, so then it keeps it quieter. It's not quite as loud. So why he's complaining about it now, I don't know, because he ran it quite a few years without any pipes on it. You know, it was just a pipe coming off the block and then up through the hood. Right now was it. There was no muffler or anything, or not even piped the rest of the way overhead. So maybe he's just getting to be an old softy, you know. Fuck that, I'd run the bitch without it. Yeah, it's just louder, but fuck it. That's what gives you the extra horses, you know. You actually gain horsepower if you ditch your fucking muffler on your stuff, you know. So, it'd be nice if I got this car fixed, I think I'd just straight pipe the damn thing, because I could probably gain so much more horsepower out of it. Yeah, just ditching your muffler, you can gain a lot of horsepower. So, which is why a lot of people in their diesel trucks, they just straight pipe them without a muffler or anything. Because, yeah, they're a little bit louder, but fuck it. If you gain the extra 20 horsepower or more, it's worth it, you know. Especially if you pull a lot of heavy loads, you're going to need that extra horsepower. So you can get a tuner kit for them too, and you'll be good that way. But so that'll be interesting to see how that starter gets put back on. He took it off, so. But I kind of wonder if maybe that would fix it, and it would start quicker now. I've never really ever noticed a tractor starting like it was stiff. In the wintertime I can understand that because it's cold, you know, your block is cold and everything, the oil's stiff, you know, and it's just not going to want to move. So, you know, but I mean, he plugs it in and it still starts stiff, so I don't fucking know. But maybe it was just because the starter was weak too, who knows. And for the one time for those one days that we were hauling dirt, it would never start the first time on its own. It always needed ether to start. And then when it attempted to fire, it would backfire. So yeah, might be because it's too slow at starting. It doesn't get enough time to get it going, you know. The gas just explodes before the piston's even up there, you know. It just boom. I don't know. So maybe the new starter will help it start a little easier. The old one could have just been wore out. I hope that the fucking clutch don't go out, and if that clutch fucking goes out, that is going to be a bitch. It's going to have to go to Case IH then, because they're going to have to split the tractor in two. Because the clutch is in the transmission, you know, that's where it's at. So I think it's between it's between the engine and the transmission. I think it's in between that. So you're not sending power through the tranny. You're sending it to some of it because you need to be able to power your PTO if you're using your PTO while you're stopping. I believe that's how it goes. So you get like two transmissions in one. One's just for the PTO and the other one's for your actual moving of the machine, you know. So, but the bottom line is you got to split a fucking tractor, you know. Especially if it's a clutched machine, you got to split it, you know. So that wouldn't be too fun to do. I shouldn't hell wouldn't want to do that. I mean, if I knew what I was doing, then I wouldn't have a problem doing it. But yeah, I'm going to have a heated garage and everything to do that. I ain't doing it out in the fucking cold. It would be a bitch. So I know one lonely farmer right now. He's tearing the ass end out of his 7410. So he I guess the tranny kind of went out in it a little bit. So he's got to figure out what's wrong with that. So he's tearing the ass end out of it. Splitting a tractor is actually splitting it between the cab and the motor. That's splitting a tractor in two. So he's just taking the rear end out of his. And I think he's got to pull the cab too. Well, on our tractor we don't have a cab, so we don't have to worry about that. But we do have the loader on. And I think in order to split this tractor, the loader would have to come off, and the loader's bolted on. It's not a quick catch, you know. Yeah. I like old equipment, but when it comes to come to work on the sons of bitches, yeah, you gotta just tear it all to pieces. And yeah, who wants to deal with that, right? Thank God for newer equipment. You know, everything's so fucking quick catchy. It's unfucking believable. Like with a John Deere tractor, like a 3520, you know, like those size tractors and bigger, their loaders are quick catch. You just pull, you just disconnect your hoses, and you pull a couple of pins, and then you drop the front end, you just drop your loader down, and off it comes. You know, it's just quick catch. So, love that design from John Deere, but how long they last, I don't know. No one's ever complained about them not lasting, so I guess John Deere did something good there, but yeah, so I'm going to take off, guys, apologize for a boring video. But yeah, that's all I got coming, or that's all I got for right now. It's just some stabilizer, and I'll probably do that pretty soon. I got the John Deere on the tender, even though my rider doesn't need to be tended, but it's for the really cold days when it does need to be tenderized, and it you know, keeps the battery fresh. So, but yeah, I got some extra 16 gauge wire there. That's for in the spring, for when I want to start doing the fence project around the gardens. Like I said, I don't know if 200 feet of line would be enough. So, you know, if it's cheap, buy tons of it. It doesn't hurt to have extra stuff anyway laying around. So, yeah. So, if I remember correctly, I think it was 2 ounces for the John Deere, and that's what I'm going to have to do. The tiller's already done, so I'm not going to worry about that. It's already under its cover and everything. And I got stabilizer in the car too. I didn't have to put it in the car, but the gas has already gone like about 2 years without stabilizer in it. So the gas might start going a little raunchy, but this will keep it from going bad now. And it's only got to sit for 1 more year. I mean, comes fall probably, something's probably going to get done to this car. So it's either going to get fixed by me, and I'm going to keep it, or my sister's going to take it back and she's going to get it fixed. And this is a good little car, you know. I've always been happy with it. Even when my sister was driving, when my sister had it, I always kind of liked it. I like these Ions. This is a 2007 Saturn Ion. They don't make these cars anymore. Saturn's no longer in business. They went out of business. So, but you can still find parts for them, you know. So, but this was a cheap car. This was like, what, 12, 13 grand for it. But, you know, it's just kind of like a basic car. There's no hot rod engine in it, you know. There's no superchargers or anything in the hood, right? It's all just a basic car. It's got OnStar and stuff in it for safety stuff. You know, it's got a good sized trunk too. So, but I believe this antenna is for the OnStar, because the radio antenna's up front. So this has to be for the OnStar. So, but it's never been used, I don't think. But yeah, so anyway, guys, if you want a good car, here you go. Get yourself a Saturn Ion. You can still find them decently used, you know, with very little miles on them. So, unfortunately, I've seen some that have been damaged in car accidents too. But you know, hey, they're good park cars then. Just pull the engine out of that son of a bitch if it ain't been damaged and shove it into this. So, but yeah, guys, I'm going to take off. So I don't want to make this video too long. That's all I got for this month. The other stuff, I don't know if I'll make a video on it, because it's just going to be a mic and a video game for the PS4, which I don't even have yet. But it's cheaper to go that route first than it is to actually buy the console. So, Well, yeah, okay, yeah, whatever, guys. I'm gonna take off. I don't want to bore you guys with any more of my bullshit stories. Look, you can see me. Hi. How you doing? Yeah, so... Alright, guys, I'm gonna take off, so I guess, have a good day and stuff. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Take her easy.
Thank you.